First of all, it's good to get back in the win column after a tough weekend. I really thought that was going to be a tough game tonight. That's a really good team, South Alabama, and obviously their pitchers early in the game had a tough time throwing strikes, and they walked several players, several batters. Our hitters showed a lot of discipline at the plate, and they gave us several free passes, and we took advantage of them. We had a couple of big hits early in the game. Gavin Dugas got us off to a good start with a clutch hit, and then Doty had a good base hit, and their kid tried to make a diving catch. And I thought Nolan Kane, really aggressive base coaching at third base with 2 outs, sent Dugas all the way from first base. He made a tremendous slide at the plate, and we got a big crooked number there early in the game, and we're able to just keep tacking on. And I thought, just piecing it together, our bullpen just all did a tremendous job. Will Helmers started out, and then Blake Money did a super job, Alex Brady. And then from there on, we just pieced it together, and really all the pitchers did a tremendous job. I don't think we gave up a hit even until the 6th inning or so. For the most part, we played really good defense, and made it a going away victory. But I didn't expect that kind of ball game, to be honest with you. I thought it was really going to be a tough one, and I was really proud of the guys that they were able to put the weekend behind them quickly and go out there and get us a good win and get ready for a big weekend coming up.
Coach David from Rivals, to kind of expand upon that a little bit, the psyche of a young team, especially after 3 disappointing losses, you could feel it in your tone in post game on Sunday in Knoxville. How important was this just to, hey, we are a good team, we are hitting, we're pitching well, we're fielding well, just for the team psyche to have some positive things go their way tonight?
Yeah, well, they try every game, and sometimes, they just don't get over the hump, and the other team scored 1 more run than us each day on each game on, one was a suspended game, of course, but twice on Sunday, it's an awful feeling to get walked off. I've been on both sides of them, and, it's just an awful feeling. And then to have it done to you twice in one day. But, today, if you were in South Alabama's shoes where you feel like you weren't even competitive in the game, that's even a worse feeling. And, South Alabama, if you put yourself in South Alabama's coach's shoes, their players' shoes, they know they're a much better team than what they showed tonight. And, I'm sure that's going to be a long bus ride home for those guys, because they feel like they didn't even, weren't even competitive tonight because they didn't compete on the mound. Their pitchers weren't throwing the ball over the plate, and they give us a lot of, free passes, and they didn't hit much at all against our pitching and so forth. The opposite was the case for us this weekend. We were very competitive in the games. The games were hard fought games that, one little thing here or there could have turned the tide, and we could have, been victorious in any of those 3 ball games. It's just, we didn't do what it took to win the games, but they were all extremely hard fought games. So, when you lose, whether it's a close game or a one-sided game, it hurts your psyche as a player. It hurts your psyche as a coach. But as the leader of the program, I can't let the kids get down in the dumps. I've got to keep them thinking positive and believing in themselves. And, because if they get down in the dumps, nothing good is going to happen. If they start having negative feelings about themselves, it's only going to get worse. And I believe in them. I think we have a good team. And, I've been in this game for a long time. This is my 42nd year as a coach, 39th as a head coach in college. I've been through everything that you can imagine. I've experienced the highest of highs, and I've experienced really difficult losses. This wasn't the first weekend in my life where it's been a miserable weekend. Believe me, I've had too many of them to want to remember. So, I've had nasty things said about me, and I know what it feels like to be, really low. And I know that it's hard to stay positive sometimes, but the only way that you get out of it is to remain positive with the kids and to be a good leader and to show them that you believe in them and that you have faith in them. And then they bounce back. They bounce back tonight. And, had we been sulking and pouting and gone out there and played poorly tonight and got beat by South Alabama, it just would have been worse. It would have made it worse. And then you're staring at the number one team in the country coming in with obviously very talented team and very talented pitching and so forth. So we needed to win tonight, and we did. And now we can turn our attention to a great opportunity that we have in front of us beginning Thursday. Anybody else?
Yeah, Paul, purely offensively, it seems like the strikeouts were a little bit down. Y'all were a little bit better with runners on base. Did y'all hit in a timely manner more so tonight that you wanted to see?
Yeah, we had some really good at bats. As I mentioned, Gavin Dugas, started it off with that really clutch hit in the first inning. And then I thought that Kay Doty struck a ball really well in the first inning, although it didn't fall for us. And then in the second inning, Kay Doty came through with a big hit there, and it did fall. And the center fielder tried to make a great catch, but he wasn't able to get it. But we also had some at bats that were disappointing. I was really hoping that Will Safford would come through with the bases loaded, nobody out there, and he didn't come through. And I was hoping that would be a really big moment for him, but it wasn't. Later on he came through, without runners on base, but he had a nice base hit, so hopefully that was a confidence booster for him. Your team's never going to play perfect, Wilson. I've coached for 39 years, and I could probably count on one hand where you walked away and said, "Man, did we play a perfect game tonight?" You have to make 27 outs or the game never ends. Or 24 outs if you're the home team. So you never really play perfect. Somebody has to make the outs somewhere along the line. But we had some good clutch hits today, I thought. But there's always things you can improve upon. There's no question about that.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, you guys threw a lot of your freshman arms tonight. Only 2 walks. I know that was a big preaching point this weekend. You guys, I think, gave up 22 or 23 free passes. Just, talk about the freshman performances on the mound tonight. Only allowing 2 walks and only 4 hits and 1 run.
Look at the difference in the two teams tonight. Their pitchers didn't throw a lot of strikes, and our pitchers did, and it was the difference in the ball game, really. And this weekend, we didn't give up a lot of hits, but we gave up a lot of free passes. And it just seems that when we give up the walks, they come around to score, at a critical time. And I didn't invent the game of baseball, I can assure you of that. There's no defense against the base on balls. I'd rather give up hits and let the other team earn their runs than walk guys and then give up hits. It's for a long time, it's been the most frustrating thing. It's like, in my entire coaching career is to, do what the South Alabama staff did tonight. Is to walk batters and then give up the hits. Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in all of sports. If you just throw the ball over the plate and make the other team earn what they get, most of the time they're going to hit the ball at somebody and hit into outs. But, your pitchers are trying. They're trying to do the best they can. And I'm sure the kids from South Alabama tonight weren't walking us on purpose. And that's, they're young kids and they're trying. This past weekend, our kids were trying as well, but sometimes they just barely miss. Sometimes the umpire has a tight strike zone, and sometimes they're just wild. It's the way it works sometimes.